Hello today, and today we're going to have a game of Dragon Breed on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, and I can only find the 48K version of this because apparently distribution is denied of this game. Now I seem to find that with Codemasters games as well, distribution denied for the 1 to 8K version. Now my question is why? Why is it just for the Spectrum? It's not for the CPC, it's not for the Commodore 64, and it usually ain't for the Amiga. As also, I've got to see if I've still got this for the Amiga actually. But for the Spectrum, it's always seems to be access denied or distribution denied. Well, why is this so special for the Spectrum to have just the Spectrum games distribution denied? You know, it's not for everything else. Don't know. Right, so immunity, no. Generous time, no. We're going to play this normally. Now this got ported to the CPC, and there was a massive problem. The sprite was way too big for the playing area. Controls was a bit laggy, and it just wasn't very enjoyable to play. So I got a feeling that this ain't going to be much better, to be honest with you. Right, let's enter to select keys. Okay, right, left, right, down, up, fire, QAOP and space. Why not? Right, okay, let's see how it plays. So we're only going to have a 48K version because 1 to 8K access or distribution denied. Because of course it is. So, okay. So, oh fuck, so that's going to happen a lot. Happened a lot on the CPC version. So basically, yes, the main sprite looks very detailed and very nice indeed. So they've gone to make the main sprite look very, very decent. But because of that, they made it so big. It's too big for the playing area. It's too big for the playing area. I think this is people on the Spectrum saying, "Oh yeah, we've got a better sprite than the Commodore 64 version." Okay, we might have a better sprite than over the Commodore 64 version, but at least the Commodore 64 version was a hell of a lot more playable than this, because you're saying the sprite looks so nice, which it does. Okay, you've got a nice sprite, but the problem is it doesn't make the game any good. You having a nice sprite doesn't mean you've got a good game on your hands. No, you've got to make the game good. So there's a fuck. See, where did that come from? So there's a balance here. You know, when you're putting an arcade game to the own micros or whatever, you've got to have a few compromises. You ain't going to get exactly the same as the arcade, are you? It's impossible. So reduce the sprite size. So you've got at least got a playable game. So beating an Irem game, it puts you right back to it's a checkpoint based game. Seems to have a tiny lag, not as bad as the CPC version. It seems to move a little bit faster than the CPC version, but that is down to this being ported over to the CPC. So you get more continues in this, like the CPC version. It's basically the same game, but this runs a little bit faster. Still a bit jumpy jerky, mind you. I think this is what this game was all about. Looking at the sprite, it's trying to get one over on the Commodore 64 by being a much better sprite. But because of that, you didn't create a much better game. Fucking hell. I thought it crashed then. So you get loads of continues in this version. Loads and loads of continues. You get you get actually 5 or 6 lives. Because it's just so much more difficult. And I don't think, I remember when I got to the boss, or the mid-boss, on the CPC version, oh, fuck's sake, it didn't make me do all this shit again. I was at the boss all the time. See. Now, when people, I bet people are going to say, "Oh, you're just a Commodore." No, I'm not a fucking Commodore fanboy. I don't do all this fanboy bullshit. I just say it as I think. You know, I speak my fucking mind when it comes down to games. And to be honest with you, I played much better games on the Spectrum over the Commodore 64. Take a look at Chase HQ, for instance. And I owned an Amstrad CPC 464 originally anyway, so that's got fucking to do with it. So it's up, because it's a 48K version. And I mentioned there is a 1 to 8K version, but distribution denied. But I think all I would have got is AY sounds and bit of music probably. But it wouldn't have probably changed the game. Probably wouldn't have had no difference in gameplay anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, but you would have got, yeah, it would have been great to have AY sounds, don't get me wrong. Oh right, so here we are at the boss, or the mid-boss, because I know in the Commodore 64 version, I've got further. Ah, fuck it. So that should be putting me back near the boss. Or that, yes, here we go. So it plays exactly the same as the CPC version. Oh, fuck it. I'm sorry, but I'm not enjoying this. Oh, fuck's sake. It's just so jumpy jerky. See, you push up a little bit, it keeps going. Oh, I don't know. Up. Look, there is lag. Look at the lag. Look at the lag. So it does. I don't think it's as bad as the CPC version when it comes down to lag. Pushing up. Listen. Oh, it didn't work that time. Yes, so there is definitely a lag there. Yeah, I honestly would go. I'll go back and play the Commodore 64 version. That was a much playable version. Right, you might say you got the better sprite on this one, but I couldn't really give a fuck how good the sprite is. If you ain't got the gameplay for it, the sprite means absolutely fuck all. But then again, it didn't look bad on the Commodore 64 either. I don't want to continue this one. No, it's not very good, to be honest with you. It's not very good to play. As I keep mentioning, it's got the graphics, but that's all it's got on this version. It ain't very good to play. It's just, it has that lag of control. It's jumpy jerky. Yes, it got ported to the CPC, and the CPC was a little bit more worse than the Spectrum version. And this is coming from a CPC person. But then I owned a Commodore 64. But you're going to always get some people say, "Oh, you're a fanboy." No, I'm fucking not. I'm telling you as I feel, you know, as I speak. You know, the Commodore 64 version, I would say, played much better. This has got... The problem is, the sprite is way too big for the playing area. That's the start of the game. It's got a little bit of lag, jumpy jerkiness. That's why they're giving you all these continues and credits, lives and credits, you know, because the game is not very good. You know, probably trying to get you somewhere in the game. Nah, you didn't need that on the Commodore 64 version. That sort of played similar to the arcade version, but I got further with only 3 lives. Oh, was it 3 lives? I think it was only 3 lives. Anyway, going to end this now. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, and goodbye.